Blood sugar monitoring is trying to understand how the blood sugars are behaving in the body. So we all have the blood glucose monitoring that we do because at the end of the day, the blood glucose values has to be within a narrow bandwidth, below 100 for fasting and 140 for post-meal values. Now, anybody who's got a fasting value between 100 and 126, we term it as pre-diabetes, and more than 200 of post-meal values, we will call them as overt diabetes. Similarly, anybody who's got an A1C value of below 5.7 is normal, between 5.7 and 6.4 is pre-diabetes, more than 6.5 is overt diabetes. We have to sort of calibrate the information, what we are able to pick up for a patient as to where the glucose values are, and we do this by measuring the blood glucose through various means. So one is, of course, the classical through the lab assessments where you draw the blood and biochemically we assess how much the blood sugar values are. But somebody who's got presence of diabetes, they need to test the sugars more often, and becomes impractical that they can keep drawing out the blood in the laboratory all the time, multiple times. So for them, it becomes very convenient that they can use glucose monitoring methods. Now, there are various glucose monitoring methods. One method is, of course, you prick the finger and you test it on meters, and that gives you instantaneous blood glucose readings. The second one is, of course, what we call as continuous glucose monitoring. So when you do continuous glucose monitoring, you're putting a sensor on the skin surface and it is measuring the interstitial fluid glucose, which is a little different from the blood glucose that you test on the finger pricks, right? So if I have to give an analogy, then the finger pricks is like a photograph that you shoot from a camera. And if you're looking at continuous glucose monitoring, it's like a continuous movie that you're looking at. So, you're looking at the complete timeline of glucose behavior in the body when you do a continuous glucose monitoring. So it kind of gives us an overall assessment of the behavior of the glucose, which then guides us for treatment and detection of, let's say, very high sugars or very low sugars, sometimes which the patient may not be aware about it. And then the third thing is, of course, measurements of HbA1c values, which is basically an average of 3 months blood glucose, so that we can detect variability of sugars, we can detect asymptomatic low sugars, and we can then decide the plan of treatments to obviate any high sugars or low sugars. Structured monitoring, we can do it various ways. Some people do it only fasting and 2 hours post meals, so just 2 readings, which has very limited value where we are concerned. Some people do it fasting and pre-meals. Some people do it fasting and post-meals. And I, for one, prefer that I ask the patient to do 7 times in a day. So I tell them to do before breakfast, 2 hours after breakfast, before lunch, 2 hours after lunch, before dinner, 2 hours after dinner, and 3 o'clock in the morning to detect any low sugars in sleep somebody may get and he may not be aware about it. So the bottom line is the more frequent you test it, the more you understand about the behavior. There are various ways that you can have this, but it all depends on how the glucose is behaving and what is the endpoint that you're looking at. We have got now sophisticated devices and fairly accurate. You need very little blood drops, so it gives you a very small drop reading that comes up. The time interval for the display of the reading has become shorter. You've got fine needles and, collection of the sample is very simple. They become more accurate. So these are some of the things that are really coming. And now they're connected devices where, you can connect your glucometer to your hand phone or onto the, web-based platforms so that these readings can be transferred onto real time, onto your hand phones or onto cloud devices. And that helps you to do a remote monitoring of your sugars also. And then you can do some kind of a graphical analysis. When you take too many readings, then you can make some kind of a graphical analysis to understand the trends of your sugars. The whole concept that we brought this entire campaign into focus was because, startling as it may sound, but 57% of our population are unaware that they have diabetes. So that's a huge chunk of population who don't even know that they have, diabetes. And they are the people who are going to then end up with complications and come to us with, various sorts of medical issues at a later point in time. So if we are able to make people aware about the fact that they should test the sugars at least once, so that they are able to understand, do they have a high blood sugar or not, we may be able to pick up a lot of these asymptomatic people who are walking around with diabetes and unaware about it and not taking medical attention. That's one. The other thing is that they may be aware about the fact that they have diabetes, but are very casual, they have never monitored. And we make them aware that you need to look at your blood sugar, and you may just find that their sugars may be very high and they have no symptoms, so they have not even taken medical attention to see that they get it in the bone. So we are trying to, on one end of the spectrum, pick up new patients who are unaware that they have diabetes, and on the other end of the spectrum, showing the mirror to a patient who has diabetes. Are they at goal, or do they need a medical attention? So that is the whole purpose that we've brought out this entire campaign of Defeat Diabetes. And our tagline is test, track, and treat. So you need to test, you need to track where these sugars are heading. And obviously, if they are high, then you need to go and get medical attention immediately. Please do be aware about the fact that as Indians, we are prone for development of diabetes, number one. Our country stands second in terms of population of diabetes in the world, and we are not far away from becoming the highest number of population with diabetes, overtaking China, which is at the moment number one. If we have to change our entire tide and protect our future generations, we need to be aware that any one of us can be having diabetes. We need to get medical attention immediately. As a first step, we need to go and get our sugars tested in anywhere nearby lab, with a doctor nearby to your house, or self-test it and see that what are your levels of blood glucose. If they are high, do not procrastinate. Go and get treatment from somebody immediately, because that may make all the difference for your future in terms of good health and staying healthy all your life and avoiding any major medical illnesses. We need to work together to defeat diabetes. It is not something of a choice. I think it is a necessity, and all of us have to join hands and see that we are protecting each other. Information is always very good, and this linear transmission of information is going to help a lot of people in managing their own blood sugars and seeing that they stay healthy and well protected. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us as individuals or to the body. We are all there to help you out in your times when you need us most, and we'll always be there to protect you. So join us. Remember, the link will be in the description. Thank you very much.